All right, so today we are going to be talking about something called cohesion. All right, cohesion is a fancy word. I'm going to explain it. I've been reading this book about movement in the brain and everything, and they just talk about how important these things called gestures are. So our hands are very important to us when we're trying to explain things, okay, and for learning. So if you can attach a gesture to a word, there's a way better chance you're going to remember it. So this is something, too, if you struggle on the Fast Five or the Big Quiz, one way to study would be to try to figure out hand movements to the answers. Yes, sir? It's the 3rd of March. I didn't put that in there. All right. So we're going to talk about cohesion. So I want everybody to do this for me. Put your hands together like this and say cohesion. Everybody, I'm going to wait. Cohesion. Just like this. Cohesion. Please. You got to say it out loud. Cohesion. 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 Maddie, waiting on you. Say the word cohesion. Cohesion. Excellent. So, what does cohesion mean? Cohesion is when, like, you make things similar or you bring everything together. So this idea of setting a table. So if you've ever been to like a fancy schmancy dinner, okay, maybe like a wedding or a big celebration, a lot of times you will have a lot of decoration on the table, and a lot of times it will be cohesive, right? The plates will look the same. There'll be some flowers on the table, okay? Everything is, centerpieces are exactly the same on every single plate. So they want to bring cohesion or unity to the table. And we want to do the exact same thing with our writing. Go for it. We'll have to do a lesson later. So, today's going to be a little different. I'm actually going to ask 2 questions, but I'm going to ask one now and then the other one later. Because the second question has the answer to the first question. That's what I'm doing. So, this first question, what is one surefire way, so like a real way that will always work, that we can show cohesion throughout our reports? That's the question. What do you think is a way that you can show this kind of cohesion, this idea about bringing unity to our piece? What's something that we might be able to do? Go ahead and make a guess, or if you feel very confident. You're going to get the answer real quick. So one surefire thing we can do, one thing that will always bring cohesion to our writing, even if we do nothing else, is be purposeful in naming our titles. So all of our reports have a main title, they have subtitles. Okay, if we are very purposeful in naming those things, then we automatically bring cohesion to our writings. Now, what are some ways we can be purposeful about our titles? That's your second question, so write down what you think might be something we could do. On purpose, like doing something with thought and with meaning. Great question from us. Like on purpose, like con culpa, like I did it on purpose. Not sin culpa. All right, here we go. I'm going to show a list and then I'm going to go over them. I'm going to pick a couple to model. So these are all things that we can do. We can make every single title that we have a question. You would want to do that if you're going to answer the question, right? You're going to ask this question, you can answer. You could do what are some things that people might be wrong about when it comes to your topic? They might think incorrectly at, and you could name your titles that way to then show that you're going to explain it to them. You could just be fancy and have everything rhyme. Almost like a poem. Something that you can choose to do. That brings cohesion. It's like someone's like, oh, they actually thought about this. It's not an accident. Same word, same phrase, something repeated. Again, taking a nod from poetry again. Okay? You could have them all start with some sort of EST word. Greatest, best, biggest, largest, smallest. You can make all the titles have the same grammatical structure. So, I'll show that one. All right, so for example, I am writing again about our friend Columbus. And I have some different sections that I want to write about. So I have why did it happen, like what caused them to happen. I have talking about the first voyage, and then what happened afterwards, so those lasting effects. And if I want to repeat the same structure or repeat the same phrase, one surefire way I can do that is by using the word the. I know you think the might be boring, but it's not always boring if you're purposeful about it. So I could say the causes, the voyage, and the effects. So again, when somebody reads through my writing and sees that structure, they're going to be like, this is not an accident. This is something that was done on purpose. I wanted to do rhymes. How could I do rhymes? Like the titles could rhyme? What rhymes with causes? Losses? No, kind of. Is there a way to say voyage is cause? Voyage, trip, ship? No. Flip? That doesn't make any sense. Dip? How would they think of dip? I don't think I'm going to do rhymes. That's going to be too hard for me. And it probably may be too cute for history. Right? I'm going to be talking about things that are kind of negative. I probably shouldn't do that. Is there anything else I could think about? What were the lists again? Questions. So it could be what caused. What caused Columbus to sail? How did the first voyage go? What were the effects of this trip, of this voyage? All right, so those are a few things that we can do. Okay, and so what I want you to do now is I want you to think about looking at those lists. What might you do? All right, so I want you to take a moment. I want you to pick what you think might be one way you're going to structure your titles, your subtitles. And then you're going to talk about what you're going to do with your partner. So I'm going to take you about 20 seconds to think. And then you're going to share what your plan is. And it looks like 2-2. So Issa, maybe talk with Emma, and then Sam and Toto. Why don't you all be partners? And everybody else has a partner right next to them. That's Sanchez right behind you. And he would talk to the Sanchez. All right, so turn and have a conversation with your partner. Which way do you think you're going to go? What do you think you're going to do when it comes to your subtitles? All right, 4, 3. Thank your partner. Thank you, everyone.
Brain.
right, so I hope you remembered that one way we can bring cohesion to our writing is by doing our titles the same. And what are some ways we can do that? Is by those right there, which I will put now on our other slide. Here, let's move some stuff around. Remember that your writing needs to have all of this. If you're wondering what you should be doing, this is it. Okay, this is what you will be being assessed on. If you are struggling with something, it's your responsibility to ask for help and to say, I don't understand this, either from someone you want to work with or myself. I guess I need to make these smaller. There we go. And then we'll insert that there. Perfect. There we go. So you have today to really get most of it done. Like if you are not feeling really confident and you don't have most of it done by today, then you should take it home to work on it because you will not have a ton of time tomorrow. Because we will also try to incorporate a celebration of the work that you've done. Okay? So you won't have as much time tomorrow as you think. So you really need to be purposeful today. You really need to focus and get things done. And again, like I said, if you're not almost finished, like just have to kind of sharpen the conclusion tomorrow, then you should probably take it home. Okay? Dr. Short, let's go.